Hi Saggitarius, welcome to your August 2018 reading. 3-card power reading, and then one from the swords, one from the wands, one from the pentacles, one from the cups. So the first card will be the power you feel you have as you show up, how your power feels to you. The second card is the block or the drain on your power. And the third card is the key to your power key, so to speak. So one more shuffle for card number 1. Card off the top, Temperance. Well, there you are. Okay, another shuffle for card number 2, the block or the drain. One off the top, the Empress. Okay, and card number 3, one more shuffle, one more cut because I saw it. Don't want to know what's coming. Card off the top, Justice in the reverse. Right, there has clearly been wrongdoing and it needs to be recognised. You can't go on I've got to say it, sorry. You can't go on feigning stability behind a kind of mask of goodness and oh. Wrong has been done and it needs to be recognised. The Empress here in the upright, functioning as the block or the drain. There's a kind of a mask of goodwill and kind of karmic fertility and manifestation, and it's wearing thin. And I get the feeling this mask has been on for such a long time that it is really enabling you to feel, I mean, the Temperance in the upright, as you show that your powers, you show up in a stable place. But this is functioning, the Empress here is functioning as the block and the drain. So clearly there's more to this than meets the eye. And the key to getting beyond this block and ending this drain on your power, even though, and this is going to be really, really difficult, this is really hard because you feel stable. You feel like you have the measure of whatever this situation is. And I mean, here, the fluid that's being poured in this physics-defying manner by the Angel of Temperance, the fluid is in motion. So there is this sense here of having reached a point of stasis, of balance. But there's something funny going on here, because that liquid should not be, whichever way it's going. I mean, if it's going up, that's even wackier. But even pouring it down, water doesn't flow like that. It doesn't flow an angle like that unless it is under huge pressure. But there's no full bore pipe going into this one. So there's something funny, and under other circumstances, this is a sort of a beautiful kind of magic going on, but there's something funny going on here. There's something funny going on here. And the key to unraveling this, whatever this is, and the key to unmasking the truth. This is a mask. This motherly, fecund, fertile, manifestationary, blossoming thing here. This is a mask. And the key to unmasking it is to see that wrong has been done, injustice has been done, Sagittarius. Now, whether this is what you have done, or whether this is what has been done to you, or whether it's what was done to you that has made you do it. I mean, it's, it's such a safe place to run to when we do wrong, to say, well, I've done wrong because wrong was done me. I am more sinned against than sinning. Such a safe place to go. And, I'm not saying that's completely false. It's not. Because very, very often, what makes us be bad is bad having been done to us. That this thing about hurt people. And this is true. This is true. But in the end, Sagittarius, one has to take responsibility for one's own actions, or one is constantly looking outside of oneself for the reason for one's own behaviour. And there's no freedom there. There's no freedom there. There's no growth there. And there will definitely no freedom. Because in the end, you have to keep yourself hooked to the actions of other people, and you end up, in effect, a puppet. As I say, that water shouldn't be flowing like that. It shouldn't be flowing like that. There's a kind of weird pushing, forcing of the emotional flow. And yeah, this needs to be faced. The injustice needs to be faced. And it's very, very, very difficult to accept the simple fact that one has been done wrong, and there is more than likely nothing that can be done about it, especially if it's something from the past. It's extremely painful, but I'm not just rushing through that. It is incredibly painful. But the only way to get to the freedom wherein one is no longer a puppet of outside motivations, of external motivations, and constantly referring back to outside sources. The only way, that two things have to be done. One is that pain has to be allowed to flow naturally down, not off to some strange angle. It has to be able to flow down naturally and spill on the floor where it belongs, so it can soak away. And then what one has to do is take full responsibility for one's own actions, past, present, and ergo future. You can't go on just sitting on the throne like this. It's a kind of poor use of this wonderful energy of fertility, creativity, and growth. It's a poor use of it, but clearly wrong has been done. And this is your power key. This is not, oh God, you've got to do this. This is the way out. This is, if you have the courage, the key to open the next door, is to face the injustice that has been done to you and by you. We don't get one without the other, Sag, none of us. Wow, okay, here she is again, Queen of Swords. Stuff needs to be said. You know, this is a summon to this is a summons to speak. You know, what do you think she's going to do if when she beckons you, you don't come? Stuff needs to be said. Perhaps even just to yourself. You know, gently, gently. But it starts within, Sagittarius. It's, oh, there's such an innocence here. He's looking up and he's going, look at this wonderful growth. Look at this, but there's a real innocence here. There's a going back to basics. There's a going back to basics required. And you know, bless him, he can't see the feather in his cap, but we can. Oh, Sag. It's very hard to face this, but this is your power key. Don't forget, this is not a bloody hurdle you have to jump over. This is the way out. Facing this. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for you to decide about issues. It's very difficult for you to decide about fairness. Because, you know, when one has been done wrong, there is just a natural unfairness to it, but that unfairness cannot be righted. Cannot be righted. Balance cannot be restored by kind of doing it yourself. You know, it's such a natural, it's like, oh God, this horrible thing happened to me, so that's why I'm horrible to other people. And I'm not saying this directly about you, Sag, but you know, that kind of balancing out. And again, we've got the scales, we've got the balance here, but it's all a bit off. It's all a bit off. Because the money's only coming one way here. And the water is flowing in some weird direction here. The key to this is injustice in the reverse here. In the justice card being in reverse. Oh man, what a beautiful gift awaits you if you're able to marry up the wrong done you and the wrong done by you. We all do it, Sag, but if you're able to marry those things up and they cancel each other out seriously, and those cups come together and the caduceus of healing rises. Oh, Sag, this really, this is the power key. Face the wrongdoing, and you can move on. You can move on. I'm going to leave it there. All best, Sagittarius. Have a wonderful month. Cheers. Bye-bye.